All right, last piece. Now, value of the last digit. Your 3's go on a pattern. All right, 3 to the first power is 3. 3 squared is 9. 3 to the third power is 27. 3 to the fourth power is 81. 3 to the fifth power is 243, and this is where it repeats. This is where that pattern in your ones place is going to repeat. So what you're going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to take this and divide it by 4. This is your remainder. If your remainder is 1, it's a 3. If your remainder is 2, it's a 9. If your remainder is 3, it's a 7. And if you don't have a remainder, if it's completely divisible by 4, you're in that fourth term, it's a 1. So I divide 41 by 4. You'll have a remainder of 1. This answer will be 3. We'll go down here and do 48 because I've already got it ready to go. I divide 56 by 4. 52 will go in there. So I have a remainder of 3. This will be a 7. Your 7s have the same basic idea. 7 to the first power is 7. 7 squared is 49. 7 cubed is going to be something with a 3 on it. And then 7 to the fourth is going to be something with a 1 on the end of there. 7 to the fifth, you'll be back. And it's the same basic idea. Remainder of 1 goes right here. Remainder of 2, remainder of 3. And if you have no remainder, you'll have a 1. So I take 28, divide it by 4. There's no remainder. So it's a 1. Anyway, going on. True or false? 2 lines parallel to the same line are parallel. True. All right, doesn't matter how you do it. It's always going to work out. Now this next one, a little crazy. I'm not going to lie. 2 lines that are perpendicular to the same line are parallel to each other. In 2 dimensions, this is true. In 3 dimensions, take this marker here. All right, it's straight up and down. This line is perpendicular to the marker. Pretend like it's running through it. This line is also perpendicular to the marker. But these 2 lines, you will notice, they are in space. They are not parallel to each other. So again, the marker is the line they are both going to be perpendicular to. This pin is perpendicular to it. This pin is perpendicular to it, but they are not parallel to each other. So in space, this is not true. All right, moving along. Now there are lots of different ways to factor, lots of different ways to solve. I like just punching it out. So as an example, we're going to do these 3 examples. There are a couple of different ways to get 9x squared. I know I'm going to have to multiply them by factors of 4. I want my middle to be 12. So I'm not going to use 9 and 1. There's 9 and 1. You're going to multiply by factors of 4. There's no way to get that to a 12. So I'm going to use 3x and 3x. So I've got 4 and 1 that I could choose, or 2 and 2 that I could choose. Again, trying to get to 12, 4 times either one of these 3's is already at 12. So I'm going to have to use the 2's. Since the 4 is positive, my signs have to match. And since that number in the middle is negative, they're both going to have to be negative. That's my first one. This one, 7x times x, if this is going to be factorable, is the only way to do that. Factors of negative 5, I want it to add up to 2, so I'm not going to put the 5 and the 7 where they multiply together. I'm going to put them in the same spot. That way it's 5 times 1 and 7 times 1. I want that to be positive 2 in between, so if I have a positive 7x and a negative 5x, that's going to work out for me. Now, this last one, super easy. It's just x times x. We're only dealing with the factors of 20. So a minus 5 and a plus 4 will give me the minus 1x in the middle that I require for this problem. 54, going to have to factor and then solve. So on this one, first step factor, they both have a 2 and an x that I can pull out. What's left is an x and a 19. I have a 2x times x minus 19 equals 0. That means either the 2x is equal to 0 or the x minus 19 is equal to 0. So for this one, x could be 0 or x could be positive 19. Both answers good. This one is going to factor. I'm going to get an x. We're trying to get to 7 from factors of 30, so a minus 10 and a plus 3 is in order. I've got two numbers. I've got x minus 10, that could be 0, or I've got x plus 3, that could be 0, because their product is 0, one of the two. So on this one, x would be positive 10 to make that happen, or if I use this other one, x is going to be negative 3. Again, both answers valid. If you had a real situation, one of them would be forced to be invalid by the sign and what you were doing with that. My last one, I've got x and x to get x squared. I need the factors of 21 to add up to 10. 7 and 3 are going to work really well for me here. So I've got x plus 7 could be 0, and I've got x plus 3 could be 0. If this one is true, x is equal to negative 7. If this one is true, x is equal to negative 3. And we're ready to go. Either one will work. Good luck.